What is this? If you lock your build file behind any type of financial gating, you are scum. Really hope we don't see this kind of behavior, but the system has a lot of potential to improve accessibility. Let me think here. Logging it behind a paywall. I think it depends, right? If you say, dude, I have the best build ever. This build is so good, you will get the most currency out of anyone that exists in the video game. If it's a scam, yeah, then it's a scam, and you're scamming people. But, wait, monetizing your videos that have a build guide, it's kind of similar, right? If you can trick... That's the difference, right? If you just make a badass... If you make good content about a good build, and then you monetize it, it's not necessary. It's just paywalling. Hard paywalling. There's like this weird... Why is it that when you hard paywall something, there is something scummy about it? And the reason why is because I think of scams. Because people are more likely to lie about how good their build guide is, are more likely to exaggerate how good it is on the advertising front, and then trick people into buying something. Let me think here. How could it be unethical? Well, if Andrew Tate sells a course that's supposedly going to get you rich once you become a member, like, is that guy a retard who buys the course? Probably. But what if they just don't know any better and they think that's what you should do? I feel like it could just be someone who just gets into the... What if that's the first thing they're exposed to? They type in PoE builds on YouTube, and then they get to some video showcasing a build, and then it's like locked behind a money gate, and the money... And then they're basically... There's all these other guys they could just look at that are free. I feel like they're getting pseudo-scammed, right? But they are kind of retarded at the same time. Calling creators scum for charging money for their own tested builds is wild. The in-game importer is cold, but no one is owed your work for free. I don't know, I was thinking I feel like fast as fuck and stuff universally condemned for a while now. I don't know why it bothers you so much. Do you know what it kind of looks... Do you know what it's like to me, dude? It's open source versus closed source. The open source stuff... People iterate, build on the shoulders on. You can look at this build, look at what that guy did, get that tech, combine it, build on the shoulders of other builds. And that's, dude, I think that's what makes it kind of scummy, right? Think about it. The builds that the guy's going to be charging for and gating behind a paywall are probably built on the shoulders of a bunch of open source builds. Right? It's basically they've just got other builds and stolen parts of those and stolen this. And, well, not I say stolen, but like, got inspired by, right? By stuff that's out there available free. They're not paying a bunch of people money. They're just looking on PoE Ninja. They're looking at whatever. They're looking at all this stuff, and they're combining it, and they're making a build, and they're testing in game themselves, I'm sure, and then they're making their build, and then they're trying to charge for it. And that's what's scummy about it, actually. So I was kind of trying to think. That's why it's scummy. It's because the other guys didn't. If every single person had paid guides, and every single person was paywalling, I guess it would be probably balanced and fair. But the reality is, like, the majority of stuff is open source and out there for everyone to see. The fact you talk like that about build creation tells me everything you need to know. You forget that it's a privilege to earn money while playing video games. You ruined everything with the community for free, and now you want to charge the audience? That's what scum is. I am entitled to everything that you do because you live stream. It's a privilege. I own you. No, this guy's delusional. Okay, I'm sorry. That guy's delusional. It's definitely scummy because... It's definitely scummy, but not because of that. It's scummy because 100% they're in an open source environment learning from all the stuff that's free, and then they're paywalling the fuck out of their stuff, which is built on the shoulders of stuff that was open source and free. And it's like... It's like, you know... It's like when... Do you know what it's like? It's like when Stream... was it Stream Elements? No, it was Stream Labs forked OBS, which is an open source project, and then they started paywalling. And then they literally tried to copyright OBS's shit and like sue them for some shit. I can't remember how it went down specifically, but they basically stole some shit from free, forked it, added dog shit features in that were pay to win, and then started using litigious dog shit to fuck with the open source stuff that literally made them. Okay, which is insane. And that's what it is, right? That's what it is. It's the same vibes, right? You're basically forking something that's open source and then paywalling it, which is cringe. It's a bad meta. I'm all for it though. If you want to fucking post it on a platform where there's advertisers and make money for ads, and you post it on YouTube and you put ads in your video, that makes sense. If people are gonna watch that content, well then yeah, fair enough. You can get paid for it, but just don't. I mean, paywalling it, dude. It's kind of yikes. I don't like this. You are allowed to come up with something in a video game, and it can be really good, and then you can keep it a secret. You don't have to share it with everyone. You don't have to share it with anyone. If you come up with a fucking badass build, you're allowed to private your profile and play that shit. People aren't entitled to see what you're doing in your game. I don't know, man. I'm seeing some of these guys' arguments are delusional. Well, the reality is this, right? You will never reach a large scale, right, if you're going to paywall it, because your barrier to entry is higher. Whereas someone who's doing a more open source approach and there's no barrier to entry like GGG ran, his build's gonna be more successful because of the fact that anyone can just click on a ZZ ran guide and watch it.
Can somebody give me context on why we're talking about paywalling build guides? A few creators have been paywalling build guides for a long time, and the thing is, like, when something is paywalled, a lot of people will assume that it's higher quality, because why else would it be paywalled? It's lower quality. All the best stuff is free in Path of Exile. We have a really solid community. There's a few more creators that have talked about paywalling as well. And then Jung Rowan calls out people a lot. And Jung made a tweet about it that I liked. If you lock your build behind any type of financial gating, you're scum. I do agree that nobody's owed your time for free. The problem is that it's sort of shitty because, like, the paid content is always worse than the free content because none of the good creators are paywalling their content. So you're charging people for subpar content.
So he thinks his lens is that it's basically a scam. That's the lens he's viewing it for. He's saying it's like a pseudo scam, right? Like that's like, but that people don't realize that they're getting scammed. But then I don't know, people will pay for a thing and they think it's good and they're enjoying it and they're having a good time. I mean, fuck, dude.
You know what I mean? Like, the best stuff from the best creators is free. So it's kind of weird that the inferior creators are charging.
Yo, this motherfucker is elitist. The elitism is just exuding from his skin right now. Like, what the fuck? Yo, the inferior creators. Holy shit, ZZ Ran. Relax. Yeah, the thing is, what if Ben... thing is, he streams his gameplay, so he can't paywall it, right? Because people could just copy his build in real time as he's doing it. But what if Ben, every time he opened up a skill screen, he had like an OBS macro that like literally hid his screen, and you couldn't see him open up his skill tree ever. And then he hid all his profile, and then he just never looked at his... And it'd be really big undertaking. Let's just say, what if Ben paywalled his builds somehow? He just didn't stream his gameplay anymore, just started doing that. And then he was winning stuff. You want it? Ooh. Less people would tune in. Interesting.
That's what, like, throws people. Somebody asked me, how can you spot if it's a good build or not? And I think most people will agree with this. If the creator streams on Twitch and does YouTube videos, every single one, even the ones that are on the bad side, every single one, you're not going to have a bad experience, right? Like, at most, you're going to have something that's like 20%, 30% inefficient. You're not going to have something that's straight up ruin your experience.
Well, aren't the scam guides, aren't they? Because I remember seeing some shit where they were like showcasing builds, and the builds they were showcasing had like 1,000 life. And they were just, in the footage, like, the characters one-shotting everything, but they've got 0 life, and, they've just gone through and done a bunch of maps where they just happen to get, like, a map where they didn't die, and it looks insane, but actually, well, they just created a lopsided character that's complete dog shit, and you're not going to have that, it's basically you're advertising something that's not real. You're cherry-picking, and then you're showing this and being like, yo, look at this, how good this guild is, and then bang, and then you're selling it. That is definitionally a scam, isn't it? That is literally a scam. Yeah, the fast as fuck guys, that's just a scam. You're getting scammed.
Do you know?
Because they're selling you something that doesn't exist. And then you're buying it, and then you're getting something like shit.
I mean, like, there definitely will be people that have a unoptimized build guide, but you're not going to have something from there's not a single person that does Twitch and YouTube that is going to do like Arc linked to faster attacks.
Talking of try-take, here's the simplest take of paywalling Path of Exile 2 builds. Can you do it? Sure. Should you do it? No. It will ostracize you in the eyes of the community immediately and make it extremely difficult to ever build up your content, no matter how good it is. The PoE and now the PoE to community has a history of being community-driven. All the best tools are free. Some of them are open source. Look at the filter blade part of the building Excel to change. Do you know what I was thinking though? Because I was actually just thinking about. What if someone made a tool like Filter Blade, right? That just uses the item filter information, except it's some local thing that runs on your computer and it's dynamic and you can put code in more rules. And that's just like the guy just spends like 5 times as much time as Neversink coding it. And it's just objectively better. And he's not like building on the shoulders or something else. He's just like sit down and he's spent like hundreds of hours building a tool. And this tool is just a better filter. And then he sells it for like $5. You know? He sells it for $5. Is that okay? But then it's subjectively better. Like you have like a better experience. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of interesting. That to me is less scammy because A, assuming it's not a scam, right? It works. It does what it says it does. B, the guy put in a bunch of time and it's not like he just stole a bunch of ideas and then fucking paywalled it. It's interesting. But then, do you know what would happen? Someone would just make an open source version that's better. I think if someone did that, I'm pretty sure the community would just band together and be like, "That's a really good idea. Fuck this shit. Let's just make an open source version of that." And then there'd be like 5 guys working on it, and it would just get better, and then GG. That's all that would happen. You should just buy builds and disclose it on stream. What? No, fuck. I think buying builds is... Well, okay. I think following build guides in general is cringe. I'm like the anti-build guide guy. Don't even... Like, you're retarded if you're following a build guide. If you're buying a build guide, you're doubly retarded. Right? You're doubly retarded. It's insane. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about the ethics of paywalling your build guide. And I think, generally speaking, because most of the information that it's open source, to close source that shit is kind of cringe. Just monetize it in a way that does not have a barrier to entry, and it's far more ethical. Most retarded taking PoE history. Wow, this is people don't like this at all. Shut the fuck up! Literally anyone can just check the build creator's profile on League.stat and see all their info. There is no reason to charge for this. You can hide it, right? You can private it, yeah? Isn't that just wrong? I pray that if this happens, someone just buys it once and posts it everywhere for everyone, and the creator gets blasted. Bro, how about you just fucking don't use a build guide and don't fucking follow a build guide and just, like, what do we do? What is this? Chaz needs to relax. Good to know not to watch or support you. Fuck out of here with pay guys. Cringe. Hey, that's Datamind. He's from my chat. Clown emojis, clown guy, dipshit. Yo, this guy is fucking dude. This guy gatekeep leveling build Lamo actual loser. Sadly, lots of roaches. I don't get is this. PoE is not complicated. Like, you can reverse engineer a build so fast. Like, okay, someone's doing something, right? You've got a video content of it. You could see their life pool. You can see how monsters are dying. You can see ailments. You can see what weapon type they're using. You can reverse engineer that shit like, oh, they can only do this via this. You could fucking figure it out really quickly what they're doing. Like PoE 1, bro. Oh my god. Like, dude, I'm gonna straight away. You can show me any gameplay. And I'm just gonna be like, okay, I see what he's doing. Like, I can get you something pretty damn close. I can get you something pretty damn close. New players can't. Well, then just play the game more, pussy. Play the game more, pussy. Have you considered doing that? Brother, you should get a doc appointment because this is 100% undiagnosed retardment. Retardment, dude. PCC's been sharing bills since first days of P1. No, all we have to do is export. Do you know what? This guy, the retirement guy has a point. It's the capitalist pigs, isn't it? They're trying to commodify builds. There's something about it, that's kind of irking you the wrong way, right? It's turning it. Do you know what? It's kind of the same. The people who like turn like into a build guy creating factory, and you're releasing like fucking 15 videos or some shit. I was like, bro, what are we doing here? Is this inspired, or are we just trying to monetize out the wazoo? Retardment, baby. Undiagnosed retardment, bro. It's someone who's scummy. Scum. Because building on top the shoulders of open source shit and then creating your own divergent piece and then putting it behind a paywall, it's scummy. But are you scum? It's definitely scummy behavior. It's a bit weird, girl. Do you know what? It's funny because this resonates with me because there was a point when I was playing Diablo 3 and I'd make my own build guides because it was just like people would spam ask me like, what am I doing? What's the build? What's this new thing? And I would make these passionate videos. And then anyway, I got a sponsorship with Diablo fans and they wanted me to make my own section, like a Diablo build guide section. Like official Quinn 69 builds. And I got all the potent guys who I knew were like top ranked guys to make guides under my thing. Kind of like what ZZ Rain does now. This is like way back years ago. But we had to pump them all out, and I kind of just had to put my stamp of approval saying, yeah, that's a good guild. That's a good build. And there was no passion there. And it was 100%. It was to monetize this Diablo fans website, and it was because I was sponsored with them because they were owned by Curse. And it was fucking, and the vibes were definitely weird. And I could tell you, I didn't like it. I did it for one season. I said, do you know what, guys? I don't like this. It's better when the build creators organically make their own stuff. Doing this whole like Quinn 69 like sanction build guide, it's just not it. It's not it. And what I'm saying is, people go so far in on the like money making, monetization, money, and it erodes from the inside out the heart and the soul of the community, and it turns it into this weird fucking money game, and I don't like it, which is why it's scummy. It's why it's scummy. People who like, if you're turbo monetizing, it becomes scummy. It's like the guys who turbo monetize anything. It's like people are constantly going on about money and how much money they're making and and it's so annoying. No one likes it. Like, they do the little business frog emoji? And everything's about like a sponsor or an ad or whatever the fuck. Like, dude, the DSP guy who's just constantly talking about money, it's the reason, it's just scummy, bro. Because it's like, clearly you're not passionate about this thing. You're just trying to make money. Which is why people are attracted more to people who are just genuinely interested in the game, who just happen to make build guides, and you just follow it. It's just better. It's organic. That's what it is. Versus manufactured down a fucking production line to make money. 100% millionaire take. You are right. You can be. The thing is, there's two ways you can be like just a passion Andy. That's either A, you're just like some pork who just does it as a hobby and it's pure passion. Or B, someone who's like able to full send and they're actually just super comfortable and now they can just do it as a pure passion project. And then there's a middle ground of like, well, they need to make money. There is certainly that middle ground where there's like, there's a bit of a privileged take. You are right.